Learn English through story. Whispers in the shadows of love. In a quiet, sleepy village nestled between towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a woman named Leila. She was known for her grace, beauty, and kind nature. Her life appeared perfect to those around her. She had a loving husband, a beautiful home, and a life filled with tranquility. But deep within her heart, there were whispers. Silent, persistent whispers that filled the shadows of her mind. Leila had married young. Her husband, Aaron, was a good man, reliable, caring, and deeply in love with her. Yet, over the years, the fire that once burned between them had dimmed. The familiarity of their routine, the predictability of their days, had slowly extinguished the passion that once defined their relationship. Leila often found herself longing for something more, something deeper, though she could never quite define what that more was. She craved a connection that went beyond the surface, something that stirred her soul. One summer evening, as the sun began to set behind the mountains, casting a golden glow over the village, Leila was walking home from the market. Her mind was wandering, as it often did, when she spotted a stranger standing at the edge of the forest. He was tall, with dark, unruly hair and a mysterious air about him. His eyes, deep and penetrating, seemed to pull her in from across the distance. Leila felt a jolt of something she hadn't felt in years, a flicker of excitement, of intrigue. The man noticed her gaze and smiled, a slow, knowing smile that made her heart skip a beat. She quickly looked away, embarrassed by the sudden rush of emotion. But as she continued walking, she couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted within her, as if a door she hadn't realized was closed had suddenly been opened. That night, as Leila lay next to Aaron in their bed, she found herself unable to sleep. Her mind was filled with thoughts of the stranger by the forest. Who was he? Why had he affected her so deeply? The whispers in the shadows of her mind grew louder, urging her to seek him out, to find the answer to the questions that now consumed her. The next day, Leila returned to the edge of the forest, hoping to catch another glimpse of the man. She told herself it was innocent curiosity, nothing more. But when she saw him again, standing in the same spot as if waiting for her, she knew it was more than that. There was a connection between them, something unspoken but undeniable. "Hello," the man said, his voice low and smooth. "I was hoping I'd see you again." Leila hesitated for a moment, her heart racing. "Hello," she replied softly. "I'm Kale." He introduced himself, his eyes never leaving hers. "Leila," she responded, feeling a strange sense of calm wash over her as they stood in silence, the world around them fading into the background. Over the next few weeks, Leila found herself drawn to Kale. They met in secret, always at the edge of the forest where the shadows of the trees seemed to mirror the shadows in her heart. Their conversations were deep, filled with a passion and intensity that she hadn't felt in years. Kale was different from Aaron in every way. He was wild, unpredictable, and his words were like poetry that spoke to the hidden desires within her. As their connection deepened, Leila found herself torn between two worlds. On one hand, there was Aaron, the man who had been her rock for so many years, who loved her unconditionally, even though the spark between them had faded. On the other hand, there was Kale, who ignited a fire within her that she hadn't known existed. The whispers in the shadows of her mind grew louder, urging her to follow her heart, to pursue the passion she had found with Kale. But with every meeting, the shadows also whispered of consequences. Leila knew that if she pursued her feelings for Kale, it would destroy the life she had built with Aaron. Yet, The pull of the unknown, the allure of the forbidden, was intoxicating. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the village, Cale took Leela's hand. "Run away with me," he whispered. "We can start a new life together, far from here. A life filled with adventure, with passion, with love." Leela's heart pounded in her chest. It was everything she had ever dreamed of, the chance to escape the monotony of her life, to follow the whispers of her heart. But as she stood there, staring into Cale's eyes, a different kind of whisper emerged from the shadows. It was quieter, almost imperceptible, but it was there. It was the whisper of her conscience, of the love she still had for Aaron, even if it had been buried beneath years of routine and familiarity. That night, Leela returned home, her mind and heart in turmoil. She sat by the fire, staring into the flames, searching for answers. The whispers in the shadows grew louder, each pulling her in a different direction. One voice told her to follow Cale, to embrace the passion she had found with him. The other voice urged her to remember the love she had shared with Aaron, the man who had stood by her side through everything. As the fire crackled and the shadows danced on the walls, Leela realized something profound. Love was not always about passion and excitement. It was not always about the fire that burned brightly in the beginning. Sometimes, love was quiet, steady, like the embers of a fire that continued to glow long after the flames had died down. It was the love that endured through the mundane moments, through the trials and tribulations of life. Leela thought about Aaron, about the man who had never once wavered in his love for her, even as their relationship had changed over the years. She thought about the life they had built together, the memories they had shared, the quiet moments of comfort and understanding that spoke of a deeper kind of love. The next morning, Leela met Cale one last time at the edge of the forest. His eyes were filled with hope, with expectation. But Leela's heart had already made its decision. "I can't," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I can't leave him." Cale's expression darkened, but he said nothing. He simply nodded, understanding in his eyes. As Leela walked away, the whispers in the shadows began to fade. She realized that the love she had with Aaron, though different from the fiery passion she had found with Cale, was no less real. It was a love that had grown and evolved over time, a love that had weathered the storms of life. When Leela returned home, she found Aaron sitting by the fire, his face illuminated by the soft glow of the flames. He looked up at her and smiled, a smile filled with warmth and love. "Is everything all right?" he asked, his voice gentle. Leela nodded, tears filling her eyes. "Yes," she whispered. "Everything's all right." That night, as Leela lay in bed next to Aaron, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. The whispers in the shadows had finally fallen silent, and in their place was a quiet, steady love that filled her heart. Over the years, Leela and Aaron's relationship deepened in ways she hadn't thought possible. They rediscovered the passion that had once defined their love, but it was different now and more mature, more enduring. They learned to appreciate the quiet moments, the unspoken understanding that came from years of shared experiences. Leela realized that the whispers in the shadows of her heart had not been telling her to leave Aaron, but to rediscover the love that had always been there, waiting to be reignited. The passion she had found with Cale had been fleeting, like a flame that burns brightly but quickly fades. But the love she had with Aaron was like the steady glow of embers, always there, even when it wasn't visible. In the end, Leela understood that love is not always about the grand gestures or the fiery passion. Sometimes, It's about the quiet moments, the shared smiles, the understanding that comes from knowing someone deeply. It's about choosing to stay, even when the whispers in the shadows urge you to leave. And as Leela lay in the arms of the man she had chosen, she knew that she had made the right choice. The whispers in the shadows were no longer a source of confusion or doubt. They had become a reminder of the depth and beauty of the love she had rediscovered, a love that would endure, no matter what the shadows whispered. Love is not always about passion or excitement. True love is enduring, patient, and grows through time, even through the mundane and difficult moments. While the allure of the unknown may seem tempting, it is the love that has weathered life's challenges that holds the deepest and most meaningful connections. It is in these moments, when we choose to nurture and rediscover what we already have, that we find true fulfillment. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed, then please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.